Assembly, Aden Duale, is this afternoon expected to table for debate two bills. The bill on electoral reforms that was crafted by the Parliamentary Joint Select Committee is set to be tabled before the National Assembly this afternoon. Members of Parliament last week adopted the Select Committee's report after amending the motion to delete a proposal that aimed to ban party defections. The Senate, however, passed the report without amendments. Let's now bring in our parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimo, for further insights on the same. A very good afternoon to you, Patrick. Many thanks for joining us. These particular bills were expected to be tabled yesterday by the majority leader. What happened?
Thank you, Afisa. Indeed, the bills are coming before the National Assembly for debate this afternoon. They were tabled yesterday for first reading. This afternoon they are coming on for second reading, where members will now have a chance to debate various clauses in the bills. Remember, these are sponsored bills by the majority party and the minority party, having been reached through consensus by that select committee, the 14-member select committee that had equal numbers, 7 from the opposition, 7 from government, to negotiate these particular draft bills to ensure that the August 2017 elections are free, fair, transparent, and managed in a simple manner. Yeah. So this afternoon, we expect leader of majority in the National Assembly, Aden Duale, to table these, to introduce these particular bills for debate at the second reading stage, where now, before that will happen, he'll move a procedural motion to have the House extend its afternoon sittings by 3 hours. Remember, Parliament sessions, afternoon sessions end at 6:30 p.m., but today, Duale will move a procedural motion to have at least Parliament extend afternoon sittings by 3 hours. That's from 6:45 p.m. after members take a 15 minutes break to end at almost 10 p.m. And the reason why there's an extension of the sitting is to give priority to these particular two bills that are to be dispensed of before members go on recess, a long recess or starting Friday. Prior to that also, he'll move a procedural motion to have Parliament tomorrow sit Thursday morning and afternoon. Remember, on Thursdays, Parliament sit only in the afternoon, but there will also be a procedural motion to have members agree that they have Thursday morning sittings. So we expect tomorrow, the whole day, members to be discussing this particular matters that are of urgency before the two houses, before the chambers. Once these particular procedural motions are moved, remember the debate will come on in that yesterday we saw members reduce the publication period from 14 days to 5 days, which means that these allowed the debate on these particular two bills. That is the Election Laws Amendment Bill and the Election Offences Bill 2016. Remember, these particular bills, when they were brought before, during the report last week when members were discussing before they introduced the amendment to delete that party hopping clause, it was one of the concerns that members had, and they had also reservations on some issues on the bills. That's why at the second reading, we'll see them brainstorm and give their various ideas on different proposals or clauses in the two draft bills. And we expect tomorrow afternoon, the bills will now move to the Committee of the Whole House, where now members with any amendments or proposed amendments will table them at that committee stage. Remember, last week also we had the Deputy Speaker, Joyce Laboso, say that any amendments to these draft bills will be done through leaders of Parliament. That's both the minority leader and the majority leader. So that's what we expect to move. That's what we expect moving on from now. Kakisa?
Now, Patrick, among the issues or during the negotiations and the consultations, among the things that were done is that those from either sides of the coalitions had a chance to speak to their party leaders and consult them so that this particular bill would be a smooth sail, or this particular report would be a smooth sail once it gets into Parliament. How was this not the case even after the consultation of their political leaders?
Indeed, it was expected to be a win-win situation for both parties. Remember, both Jubilee wanted some provisions included in the draft bills. The opposition also wanted some provisions included in the draft bill. So it was a push and pull. But after consulting with the leaders and agreeing on the way forward, each side had to give and take. So it was a give and take. And the final product that we encountered was that of a negotiated agreement, because even they never voted on this particular clauses. All matters were settled through consensus. So there was no voting on any particular clause after members agreed and also having consulted their party leaders. But when the matter came to the House, remember in the Senate, the report went without any amendments. Those senators had some reservations, especially on that clause touching on party hopping. There were those of the view that that clause restricting, asking independent candidates to file their party list before the IEBC, before these other parties do their primaries, was a bid to block party hopping. So they wanted that independent candidates to present their names or party list to the electoral body after these other parties are done with the primaries and they have resolved any disputes arising out of the primaries. But when the report came before the National Assembly, members were very eager. Before they could even discuss the report, they wanted that particular clause removed because they said it was offensive, and majority of the view that they should be allowed to party hop because they suspect the primaries might not be free and fair, especially where majority parties might decide to kick some members out of the ballot on suspicion that maybe they don't support either the party leader or the party cause. So that amended motion was carried in the National Assembly, and we expect to see maybe if it comes to the floor for debate this afternoon or to the committee of the whole House tomorrow, those particular amendment that was restricting party hopping, we expect the members to maybe also remove it from the bill. Remember, we've had information that the Deputy President has met members of the Jubilee Allied Party to at least try to convince them to espouse the idea of not entertaining party hopping. But that matter, when it comes to the National Assembly, it's vested interests, and members at times, it's very difficult for them to at times support deals that might be injurious on their side. So they'll treat such matters with a lot of caution. Akisa.
Thank you very much for that update, Patrick. We'll definitely be on the lookout to see how it goes down in the National Assembly this afternoon. Patrick Amimo is our senior parliamentary reporter joining